He went out with someone else, didn't you, player?
I may have done.
Yeah, so basically he was just trying to replace me with another girl who was exactly the same. My mum just texted me and said, have I asked you out? So do you want to go out? And I was like, okay.
Sexy. What a romantic.
This is a story we've never actually shared with the internet.
Have we not?
No, we've never shared it.
Have we genuinely not shared this story?
We've never shared this story.
So
it's going to be a bit of a weird podcast today, guys. We're not doing the usual dilemmas and hate comments.
This is like not a bonus episode, but it's a special episode.
It's a special episode so you can get to know us and our story even more than you already do. Get a snack. This is how we got together. This is the whole reason why we are here today.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Shall we roll the intro?
Roll the intro. This is But I'd Never Marry a Blind Woman.
A show where we answer all the questions you are too afraid to ask about dating, marriage, and finding love with a disability.
I'm Lucy Edwards-Cave, presenter, author of my soon-to-be-published book, Blind Not Broken, and blind wife of...
Me, Ollie Edwards-Cave, her sighted husband and the man usually behind the camera.
Every week on this podcast, we...
Your fave intro-able couple.
Are going to debunk the stereotypes of dating with a disability, dive behind the inspiration porn headlines, and unpack your relationship dilemmas.
So when people say...
But I'd never marry a blind woman...
You can answer.
Well, I would.
But I never marry a blind woman. But I never marry a blind woman. Podcast, baby.
So how did we meet?
Well, we met at an amateur dramatics theatre.
We met at an amateur dramatics
We
theatre.
met at an amateur dramatics theatre.
You can probably
Let's get
tell.
very dramatic.
You can probably tell, guys. So Ollie and I actually lived on two separate sides of the city.
Yes, the city of Birmingham.
The city of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. And we would have never have crossed paths if we didn't go to this youth theatre ran by Ollie's
Family friend.
named Jane. Shout out to Jane.
Good old Jane. Yeah, so what happened was that Lucy was already part of this youth theatre.
I
You'd
was.
been in it for one show at that point, hadn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you were definitely later on
Yeah.
the arrivals.
I think you'd done one show before me. And then Jane was putting on a performance of Our House, the
Yeah.
Madness musical. You know, the guys who...
Our house, in the middle of our street, our house.
Yep, that...
We went to go see them live, actually.
Yeah.
And they're all
that was
right.
fun.
No shade. Pink lemonade.
But
No
anyway,
tea, no shade, no pink lemonade.
as
Where's
a-
that from? Sorry, carry on.
I don't know. Naughty... What?
Where's it from, Al? I don't know. You do?
What?
No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade.
Is this some sort of dated meme?
Yeah, it's from Drag Race.
Oh, I'm out of date.
I thought she'd totally know.
Is it the kids who are out of date or is it me? Am I out of touch?
Anyway. So
Anyway.
she was round, wasn't she, for
Yes,
some
so-
dinner at
yes.
your family's
And
house.
she mentioned that she needed some boys.
So
for the
Ollie hadn't
performance.
joined at this point.
No, I was still being a nerd at school. I was part of a
He was
band
called
though.
Raisin Boy.
No. This is past Raisin Boy era.
Ollie-
Raisin Boy era, for the record, to everybody, is because one day in French class, I had a box of raisins in my bag, and they burst. Like somehow I managed to squish. I think I was shoving in my French dictionary. You know, these huge, massive dictionaries into the bag, and it squished the raisins.
Who put
and,
their dictionary in their bag?
and it went everywhere. There were just raisins. Like I
had
was
a
finding
tiny
raisins.
Can I just say, I had a tiny dictionary.
Yeah, but who?
Who had a big, massive dictionary
Hey.
like Turtle Boy over here?
You know what?
Tell them about your backpack.
Hey, no. I was.
Tell them about your
I
backpack.
was great at French. I got the Year 8 award
Yes, you did.
for being
by
the best.
Google
at-
Translating.
Yes, it was Google Translating
Don't-
and then translating back and then translating back again.
Don't tell anybody, guys.
And then switching out a few words to look more amateur.
Can I say, though, You were so impressed with your backpack. You were telling me this. So please audio describe your backpack.
Oh, this was a year 7 moment.
Alice needs to put this on the screen for anyone on YouTube.
No, we do it by description.
Okay.
We can't do this. We can't cheat. This is a podcast.
Okay.
So
Go on.
it was a wonderful backpack. Not only was it spacious, not only was it the most stylish backpack that you'll ever see, it also doubled up as a wheelie suitcase.
So basically, a grandma trolley.
No,
Grandma trolley that she takes
It
to
had
the
little
shop.
wheels on the bottom.
He was so
And then-
excited.
and
And
then
people used to pop up.
Yes,
your-
it had a handle on it, and everyone, as I would be walking up the stairs, someone would like reach down, like because it's stairs that kind of spiraled round. They'd reach over and like just pull up my thing, that like the
pull
handle.
up the handle as if
And
it was like a flat, like it was like a suitcase, but not a hard suitcase, right? Is
Yeah,
this
it
what
wasn't.
we're picturing?
It looked like a rucksack. But
No,
with
it
like a
did not.
But with a
It
handle
did-
and wheels.
So the most horrible, most nerdy backpack on the entire planet.
Highly
There's me.
utilitarian.
I would have not fancied Ollie if I went to the school. I was one of the cool kids.
Yeah. So there's me wandering around looking like a bumper
Well, I
car,
wasn't actually, but I wasn't that.
wandering up the stairs with my massive meter-long stick poking up in the air that I couldn't like take off. I'd had to take everything off
I
to
was
get
going
it.
to say, you don't have to take off the... To be honest, we're laughing, but was that a bully?
No, it was just everyone was doing it. Like, to be fair, I painted a big target on myself,
I was going to say you asked for it really, mate.
and then I had raisins in it that were everywhere, finding them for months. So there's me, nerdy raisin boy, who happened to be part of a band, playing the trombone.
He says that.
So cool. I did learn to play the guitar later, and that. But anyway,
That made me cool then.
you know
I
what?
love how you have to caveat.
It made me cooler. You liked the pictures of me with my
Ollie,
guitar.
You
Anyway,
don't
we're
even have
jumping
to-
ahead in time.
You don't have to justify yourself, darling. I think it's just really sweet. You're my nerd.
Anyway, so Jane's round at the house.
Yes.
And she needs boys for our house.
Yes.
At her youth theatre that she runs. So
And you were shining your white trainers, ready to get on stage.
I wasn't wearing them in the house. God, sort of heathen.
I hated those white trainers.
They don't have any clue what you're on about.
Sorry, you just wore those white trainers to death when you were that young.
You're jumping ahead
No,
of time.
I'm not. I'm just
Bad
audio describing
storytelling.
your aesthetic, darling. Not that I was much better. I'm just saying.
You literally make like YouTube videos and documentaries for a living, and you can't tell a coherent story. What's going on?
Oh dear, what a shade. Oh dear.
Jumping ahead.
Oh dear.
Anyway, where were we? So,
You're having spag bowl.
yeah, having spike ball.
Yawn.
Yeah. And Jane's round, and she's like, I need boys. And she's like, looks at me and she's like, you could come. And then she's like,
Were you actually having spag bowl? Sorry, I just need to confirm.
we were, but that wasn't
Were you
served.
actually?
That wasn't served at that point.
No, but was it actually spag bowl though?
I remember garlic bread being on the table. I can't remember if it was spag bol or not. I'm pretty sure it was because that's what Mum did.
Okay.
But spaghetti
Fliss,
bolognese for all those.
Can you confirm? Can you confirm, Fliss? I don't know if you're listening.
Anyway, so
That's my mother-in-law. Carry on.
I was sitting on the sofa in the next room at this point, and Jane goes, "Can you join?" And then she's like, "There'll be girls there." And then she's like, "Do you have any friends who could come?" And I said, "I think my friend Johnny, who happened to be my best man
At our wedding.
at our wedding, who I was in the band with, you know, my cool band.
Johnny's also a nerd. Love you, Johnny.
Yeah, we're nerds together.
I love him though. That's not a bad thing.
Friendships over nerdy stuff. It works."
I love it.
But I thought, yeah, Johnny will probably come along. And then I text him and I was like, there'll be girls there. And he was like, ha ha ha. And then I was like, ha ha, there won't be any. Like, we're not interested in girls because we're nerds. Like, no chance. I was 15 at this point, but like, not doing well on the love life.
Well,
And
you wouldn't be, bless you. You were
Lucy-
15.
At that point, Jane goes, oh, I bet you there will be this girl. I reckon Lucy will like you. And lo and behold, that's like sort of future prophecy.
It was a bit, yeah. I can't believe that she said that because I actually did. And then I went liking all your Facebook photos.
Jumping ahead again. I haven't joined the youth
I am
theatre.
so sorry, darling. I am very jumpy. Like I think I'm in that TikTok mindset, you know.
Your attention
Don't you
span's
think?
so shriveled.
No, I don't. Excuse me. I'm just like, come on, move on. Come on.
Yeah. Been spending too
Don't
long on
let
this.
anyone get bored of you. Come on, let's get going.
So,
That's what I
Lucy,
feel.
you said the
Yes,
next bit
darling.
because you were at the youth theatre when I
I
turned
was at
up.
the youth theatre.
So what did you think of me when you first saw me?
When I first clapped eyes on you, well, not much really, darling.
Didn't think, not love at first sight. Not, this man is sexy. But
Well, you weren't a man for one. We were both teenagers.
Yes, I was 15.
Spotty and
yeah, you
all
were
that.
16, I was 15.
And I just remember thinking you were a nice guy, really. Bit nerdy. I looked at your shoes and I thought, oh dear, we need to change them.
Yes, so I had these white Asics trainers. That
Asics.
They were
Asics. Is it
Asics?
Asics?
I don't
How'd
know.
you pronounce Anyway, I think
Asics.
they were a bit,
They were
chewing gum
they
white.
were my only pair of trainers, and I treated them like my only pair of trainers. So I think a few weeks before, I'd been in a PE lesson, and we went orienteering, and I accidentally stood in about a foot of mud. So
And you didn't wash
had
them, guys.
No, I washed them, but you don't ever recover from a foot of mud. It was just black mud, just not
Bless
good.
him though, but he had really lovely Justin Bieber sweepy hair, and at that time, Justin Bieber was the one.
15-year-old me would not be very happy with that
No, I
statement.
know, but I'm just
I
saying
would
that's
very
what
not
I
be happy.
liked as a 16-year-old girl. So yeah, I remember we kind of just got chatting on Facebook.
Yes, so you
Which,
popped
you
up.
know.
Actually, no, reverse back a little bit. Before you popped up on Facebook, we got assigned to do a dance together.
No, wasn't
Tomorrow's
that
just
a bit after?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was
Yeah, maybe
tomorrow's
it was
just another day.
Tomorrow's just another day. I hear them say tomorrow's just another day.
I could never
That one.
sing that song because it's just when you sing, and there's certain keys you just cannot sing.
Yes.
The entirety of Madness's catalogue is that for me, and this was a musical.
Yeah.
So I was forever in the background, and
Bless
the few
him.
lines I did have solo, I essentially rapped.
Yeah, he did, bless
But
him.
anyway,
we had this
job.
we had this gigantic blanket, and I remember just doing this dance because we did
We're in a
group
prison.
dances. We're in a prison, and we weren't actually in a prison. Just FYI, we were on the stage,
The stage was the prison.
but we were folding this massive blanket, and we just started chatting. Really, it was just funny. And I remember saying to you, I'm not coming next week. Sorry, you'll have to fold your blanket with somebody else.
I was all alone that day.
I said, I'm going to an eye appointment. And I think you were just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why? Did you ask me why? I can't even remember.
I didn't particularly
No, I think he was a bit vacant.
No, I wasn't vacant. I just sort of stored it in my memory because I did ask you about that, when we actually started speaking.
Yeah, you did,
Which
to be
you
fair.
popped up
I did.
on Facebook. Well,
No, after
first of all-
liking all of your photos, I literally liked every single one of his photos, in which then Nick, my father-in-law, Ollie's dad, he said, well, this girl likes you. And he's like, nah.
yeah,
Because you didn't get the hint,
It
did
didn't
you?
register at all for me because, at that point, because I just joined the youth theatre, I was making friends with loads of people and
Yeah.
adding them all on Facebook, and
Were
then
they all
they'd go
liking
and-
your photos? Thank you very much.
they'd like occasional ones, but you just got lost in the notice.
Did you know?
I'm sorry that you got lost in the notifications.
Did I?
Yeah.
You didn't see my face go
in all-
like Lucy Edwards likes your photo. Lucy Edwards likes your photo because I did.
No,
Maybe I didn't spam you like that. Maybe I didn't want to be that obvious.
I think you were taking it a little bit more subtly.
But there was this one photo and he was sitting there with his guitar and he looked really, really cool.
I was standing with a guitar.
I thought you were sitting.
No, I was standing,
Oh.
and there was the
There we
trampoline in
go.
the background.
There was the trampoline in the background and you were outside.
I was wearing a top that
Top.
had Japanese writing on
Yes,
it
you
with
did.
a sort of skeleton
Yeah.
that was pink. The top was white. And then I had jeans on that
Mm-hmm.
were, what type of...
They'd be in with the kids now.
Boot cut
Yeah,
jeans.
they're very much in.
See, I was fashionable before,
Fashion was even a thing.
You saw me as a nerd, but I was just ahead of the times.
You were just a Gen Zer.
Yeah, exactly. I was born in the wrong generation.
No, you weren't. But anyway, you looked really lovely. Really smiley face, as you have now. Very pretty boy.
Oh, thank you.
And
So yeah, you popped up on the 3rd of July.
3rd of July.
Take note of that date.
Yes. And we just started chatting.
I didn't reply
pretty
for
much every day.
ages because I was
I
at a
think you
sixth
were
form
at a
open
sixth
day.
form open day, yeah. And
And
then
then-
I just thought, oh dear.
But then we
Because
chatted
we
until
didn't
like
have
4
Facebook on our
a.m.
phones then, did we?
No,
It
well,
was that old age.
I had an iPod Touch that had Facebook on for me. So like, unless I had Wi-Fi, I wasn't.
Yeah, we
Connected.
didn't go on Facebook. Same with me.
So yeah, we ended up talking till like 4 a.m. and
Yeah.
then like we ended up talking about like films, and I'd seen a 3D film. I can't remember what it was. One of the Marvel ones, I think, or something like that.
And you were asking me if we went to the cinema.
Yeah, and you said you couldn't see 3D. And I was
No.
like, hold up, why? And then
I chatted about my visual impairment at the time because I could see,
yeah,
but only one of my eyes could see. I could see out of.
and then you mentioned like about the appointment and things and how it was all like to do with checking up on your eyes.
Yeah. And then
You mentioned about how like you had a boyfriend in the past who said he'd dump you if you went blind. And I was like, what?
I know, literally. So I was like,
Hey.
I really don't want to go through that again. It was kind of a hint like, you're not mean, are you? And you were like, no.
Yeah. And then we eventually decided to meet up. And
Yeah, we did.
I went on the train. I listened to the entirety of like Linkin Park's new album at the time. It's the one with, it's got like a white album artwork with like a head made of polygons. It has a song called Castle of Glass on it or something.
There we go.
So I listened to all through that.
And we went round the park because Ollie had just orienteered in his bright white trainers that now
Yes.
were not bright
Well,
white.
we did try to go to the cinema in the centre of town first.
We did.
And that failed because
wasn't
they
it
were
closed or
yeah,
something?
they were turning it from an AMC into an Odeon.
Yeah. So then I think we went all around the park and then we went into town and then we went to the cinema to see Ted and then we came back to my house to eat pizza.
Yes.
So that was a bit of a...
And we watched The Big Bang Theory.
We did watch The Big Bang Theory and your mom texted you, say if you asked her out yet.
And then I said,
And then
I turned to you and I
then
went,
he turned to me and went, my mom just texted me and said, have I asked you out? So do you want to go out? I was like, okay.
sexy. What a romantic. You know me, just like knowing how to pull the women.
Woo the ladies.
Jesus. He's not even saving me there.
He's not. So after that, it kind of all went a bit quick because
Yes.
that was about August time.
That was, to be exact, August 31st.
No, August 31st was the time when I dumped you.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Go on, carry on.
That was the 4th of September.
4th of September. So after all that, it went pretty quick.
Yes, so this was on the 31st of August,
Okay.
which
And then I dumped
ironically
you a few
was-
days later.
Well, the 31st of August was our wedding
Was
day.
our wedding day.
So, like,
Was.
luckily this time Lucy didn't dump me 4 days later. Still here,
I didn't
recording
know.
podcasts.
Exactly.
But
But you were at Mount Snowdon, weren't you, with your family?
I just came back from Mount Snowdon, yeah. So I'd been out with Johnny the day before around the centre of town in the shopping centre in,
Oh, sweet.
in HMV.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, this girl, Lucy, she's amazing. And then went up Snowdon and then came back. And then you
To a
messaged me.
text saying you jumped.
Yeah, your cataract got significantly worse
Yeah,
overnight, didn't it?
It did.
You-
I
and
got
you
really
freaked out.
scared. A cataract, if anyone doesn't know about cataracts, it's basically you have a lens in your eye. Everyone does. And mine was going a lot more blurry. Like it was just getting blurrier and blurrier. And I needed finally the operation to take that lens out. And they usually replace it in most cataract operations with just like a different lens, like
Like a plastic one.
like I don't know whether it is plastic. I was going to say the material, but I realised I didn't know the material that they use to put in the front of your eye. So yeah, that was me. And I just said to Ollie, like, I just really can't go out with anyone right now. And I
Yeah.
can't remember your reply, but I felt sad.
I think I was like, okay, I'll sort of wait.
Oh,
And
But
then
then
like we
I
chatted for a
ghosted
little
you.
Yeah, we chatted for a little bit and then you ghosted me.
I know,
You
literally.
like ghosted me for like 2 months straight and I
I
was
was
like,
so sad. Like I was awful. Like it hit me really hard.
yeah. And then you also had like some family stuff going on and it just all
Yeah, it was a bit, that time of my life, I had a dark cloud over my mind and my
Yes.
head.
But I just thought in my little world, because I wasn't aware of this,
Yeah.
and like we didn't really have many mutual friends at this point.
No, we didn't have any mutual friends. And also you were very like you didn't really deal with disability or have any kind of
Well,
understanding
yeah.
about kind of what it means to lose your eyesight. I mean, why would you? You're only 16, bless you. And I didn't want to necessarily put you through that. Like in my 16-year-old, well, nearly 17-year-old head, I was like, he's not dealing with that. I don't want him to have to. And obviously then you're a bit like, oh, well, she just doesn't like me then.
Yeah. So
He went out with someone else, didn't you, player?
I may have done, yes.
You player.
Also happened to be severely visually impaired.
Yeah, so basically he was just trying to replace me with another girl who was exactly the same.
Yeah, so that lasted about a month. And then I told you, and then you like...
I unbeknownst to Ollie, I saw his relationship status on Facebook because that was, you know, what we did back in those days.
I did tell you on Messenger, I was like, hey, I am going out with someone else now.
I think I cried. As soon as he sent me that, I remember being by my radiator in my family home in my bedroom, and I just burst into tears. I was like on the floor, like burst into tears. And then, what happened? I think I was just obsessively like Googling her. I told my mom and I was like, I'm so sad. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, honey. And then I decided to take a photo, like a really like pretty photo of me on Christmas, because it was near Christmas.
It was.
And I remember posting it and then Ollie liking it. You liked that photo.
I did.
Shady. With another woman and liking my Facebook posts.
Well, I was still trying to be friends with you at that point as well. Like It wasn't like, because like we'd only been out for like 4 days and then you'd ghosted me for 2 months. And then like, I was just...
Did you get upset?
Well, like I just didn't know what was happening. I don't, like, because we'd only been out for 4 days, I don't think I cried, but I was like, oh, no, this is like...
Sad.
Yeah. But then in January, me and the other girl, we broke up.
Why is that, Ollie?
Like, it's a whole mixture of things. Like,
yeah.
Like, basically, I didn't fancy her that much, and I think I realised that I wasn't necessarily happy.
Like, you were trying to basically go out with me.
Yeah. So then we broke up.
Yeah.
And then...
we were at a party.
Yeah. A few weeks later, I got with you.
Yeah.
And then...
the rest is history.
Well, sort of history, because we got a little bit more to go.
Why?
Because...
oh, I lost my eyesight then.
2 months into that relationship, around Valentine's Day.
Yes.
No, actually, it would have been not Valentine's Day, around the sort of 15th of March. Mm-hmm. We were sitting in bed together, weren't we?
Oh, yeah. And then I said, Ollie, you're glowing. And you were like, what do you mean, love? Like, I don't understand. And I literally saw double of Ollie, like triple of Ollie. Does anyone else have double vision? Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced that. But I was like, why am I seeing way more of him? And it was like, it wasn't particularly dark, but the lamp was like on in my room.
Yeah, and you
the
had these, like, fairy lights
around my bed. And I just saw him. I was like, what is going on? I don't really know what else we did like following that, but I just remember feeling so scared. So I was like, I really have to like check this out. I was about to go on a trip to Poland for my A-level studies because I did history for A-level, and we were studying like the rise of Hitler for our A-level curriculum. So I must have just turned 17. Yeah, I did that December, didn't I? And I just remember thinking, what is going on? So me and my mum went to go for a checkup. And yeah, that's when I found out that I needed an operation to try and save my eyesight. So
yeah, they were looking at loads of different ways to do it, potentially like a buckle around your eye, but then that'd leave your eye slightly misshapen.
It'd look weird. Yeah, it made my eye look smaller, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So they eventually went for a silicone oil bubble that is now still in my eye, and they monitor it because if they take it out, it'll just crumple my eye. Again, my eye will be misshapen. Yes.
But they rushed you down.
Yeah.
And then they snipped off the top of your retina, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
In order to
try and save some of it. So yeah, I think ultimately it didn't work, and I was really shocked that it didn't work. I think
you had like a corner of vision for like a few months.
Yeah, and it's like how many the Dr. Ezra came in his jeans after that operation, which was late March. And he said, how many fingers am I holding up, Lucy? And I remember saying to him, well, don't know. I really don't know. And when the consultant comes in on a Saturday morning in his jeans, you know that it's shit hits the fan. Shit hit the fan. And I remember that moment like it was yesterday in some ways, but also it feels like a millennia ago. It feels so abstract in some ways, but also I wouldn't be able to recount it without, crying before. So I'm really proud of myself that I've got to a place where I can chat about it quite openly and understand like who I was back then, because I'm so different now. I'm such a different human. But I'm just so glad I had Ollie. And obviously my gorgeous family around me, my sister and mom and dad and auntie and nan and my lovely friends. They all did a collection for me. I was at sixth form. I had to redo a year at sixth form, so I did 3 years instead of 2 at sixth form college. And I remember everyone doing a collection for me, but Alice used to get asked like, what's happened to your sister? She had a horrible accident. Why is she blind? Because I hid it so well, being visually impaired. Like the one eye situation, I'd much rather bump into things than like admit that I was going to be a cane user, even though I still had mobility training from the age of 11. We just did it like instead of going to PE, I would do mobility lessons. So that's how I kind of snuck under the radar with my disability. And I'm not proud of it in that way, but I also just wanted to fit in. But it was really lovely that I had you kind of by my side throughout all of that. I don't think we really knew how to process it with each other, but I think it made us grow up quicker.
Yeah, it definitely. We did quite a lot of learning together, didn't we? Like, as we sort of said previously, we learnt Braille together.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think in that first year, you didn't properly process it.
No.
Because, like, you were so sort of trying to keep on with school and keep on with everything.
Yeah.
That, like, you were dictating your exams and stuff. And it wasn't until a little bit later that you actually
had a breakdown.
Holy crap, I'm blind.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
then had a full-on breakdown, and then
I did. It was so hard. I remember actually. So at the time where Ollie was saying where I felt a bit like basically I just didn't process it because I had to get through my studies. But I remember I was doing history coursework and Ollie was like helping me cite all the like sources. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Which was amazing. I remember my mom helped me with my English coursework, took me to a tutor. Mom and Ollie got me through that time so much.
Me and your mum split your history as well between us. I was helping with the rise of Hitler, and she was helping with Italian reunification.
And I remember Ollie was my access worker when my teaching assistants couldn't come
on
to
the
weekend revision sessions. So like my teachers got to know Ollie like as my teaching assistant, because he just would like help write down notes for me, and it was really sweet. And I remember him going, what year did Hitler reunify blah blah blah?
Yeah, it was like,
and what year did the Reich go into blah blah? So I don't know, just it was a crazy time. But then I think eventually after all of that, when Ollie went to uni and all my friends went to uni, and then I had to do the last year of year 13 on my own, I really broke down. I was on really strong antidepressants, and I don't know, like I felt like a bit of a shell of myself. And I remember standing in front of Ollie and saying like, why do you love me? Like, I don't understand why you love me when you can love a non-disabled girl. And you were like, don't be silly. Like, I know that Lucy is in there, and one day I'm going to have happy Lucy again, and I'm waiting for that day. And, lo
and behold, it's here.
It's here.
It paid off in the end.
Well, there you go, babe.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
But in the middle of all of that, about 10 months after you went blind, you went, Ollie, I'd like to start a YouTube channel.
I did.
And lo and behold, we started what was called Yesterday's Wishes.
Which was so cute that we did it together.
It was.
I sat there and Ollie had to edit out so many ums.
And we really didn't know much about design then. So we went to Clinton's and grabbed some stripy wallpaper. Dotty wallpaper.
Dotty? Yeah.
And then you sat on a dog bed, I think it was.
I think it was in the corner of my bedroom.
Yeah.
And Ollie recorded, and oh my gosh, I sounded so sad, didn't I?
You were so mild.
Video. Yeah.
And then we plopped it on Tickled.
We did, and
Tickled sort of like a Reddit alternative.
I remember getting 7,000 followers.
It was great.
Ollie was like, I've heard of this thing called Tickled, and I swear Tommy Edison is all over there, who is another creator.
I used to go on there just to look at memes and things.
Yeah.
And then
So cool. But yeah, I think that's our story really, guys. Like now we're here and it's so crazy to just look back at who we were because we were children back then. Like we grew up together and it's so lovely. Like it's not a usual story. Like we know we're so lucky to have found each other at such a young age. And I do really believe that Ollie is my soulmate. Like I know a lot of people don't necessarily believe in soulmates and stuff, but you have to work hard every single day at a relationship. We communicate every single day on, niggles about different things or like, even happy moments. Like you just have to always put each other first, and we've always done that, but also we're very compatible, aren't we?
I agree.
We're like chalk and cheese, but we're not.
Yes. And I've realised we've left out one
Go on.
bit of our story.
And the dog's
proposal.
going crazy.
They are going, it's getting towards
A feeding time.
Yeah.
Auntie Alice of the dogs, and also the editor and producer is what's happening? Orca's
it might be in
crazy.
the camera on YouTube, I'm not sure.
See a bit of a bum as she's
There we go.
curled up there, so she wanted to go for a stretch.
Oh, bless her. It's because she knows we're talking about her. Like, she got camera ready, didn't she, Ollie, when we started yesterday's wishes?
Yes, that's very true. Actually. Well, no, she turned up when we were filming.
Yeah.
So we started yesterday's
you-
wishes on the 26th of January.
Yes.
And then
We got Olga on the 14th of Feb.
Yeah.
She's a Valentine's Day girly.
we did a
so-
vlog when she arrived.
Oh,
I've gone back and watched that a few times.
have you? She had such big puppy paws, didn't she? Do you remember that massive cookie I fed her on her second birthday as well?
Oh, that was so cute. But so yeah, we
But
got
yeah.
Olga, and then
We got proposed.
Yes,
Well, we
the
moved
proposal.
to London.
we did, and then we went to Tenerife on holiday,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the 3rd of July,
Yeah.
which is why I said remember it,
Woo!
on the day when Lucy first popped up on Facebook,
Yeah. He proposed
Popped
to
the ring,
me.
popped
He
the
did,
question.
but he didn't go down on one knee because we chatted about that beforehand, hadn't we? Because
Yeah,
I
you-
couldn't see it.
exactly.
The only thing I could see back then was sparkle still. A few years later, I lost that, but it was so magical that I could see the sparkly volcanic sand. And yeah, it was just a chapter of our life that I just felt like we were a lot happier. But on our wedding day, I don't know, it was just the best day of our lives, wasn't it?
It was.
The best day ever. It felt like a movie, our wedding day. And I was actually living a movie. It was a real life movie. And I don't think a lot of people can say that, especially when you surprised me with the Love Actually choir. Like, what?
I know, right?
That's the best moment of the day. Everyone was like, well done, Ollie.
Yeah.
He literally was like, I've got a surprise for you, but he didn't say anything else. And that's honestly not like us pair,
Yeah.
is it? Like
It's 'cause we were-
know we're in each other's pockets. Like we love to know. No stone isn't turned. Like we know everything about each other's lives, which we love.
Exactly. And you only sort of vaguely knew that there was a surprise because you went, I've got a present for you. And then I was like, I don't have one for you, but I do have a surprise.
And I was like, what? FYI, mine was cufflinks. Very nice cufflinks, but I just really don't feel like it was the same caliber of present now on retrospect.
Oh, they're great. They're still my only pair of cufflinks, so like you're doing well.
Bless you. But yeah, I don't know. It was the best day ever. When that choir turned up and India, our celebrant, said that they were there, I was like, I just burst into tears. My makeup just came clean off. I was so glad my makeup artist was there after the ceremony because I just had none left probably.
Yeah, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah, for all the photos, can you imagine? But yeah, no, thank you so much for listening to this podcast, guys. We really hope you've got to know us a little bit more if you didn't know our story. And thank you for just tuning in and just being part of this journey. We really want to get guests on soon. So I've done an Instagram poll. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Lucy Edwards Official. We kind of ask a lot of different things over there, but one of them is like we like to ask you questions about the podcast, so it's really cool. You guys have given us so many suggestions, so we're starting to reach out to people that we can interview, so that's will be really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for
I'm
it.
excited. And don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Rate our podcast on any podcast platforms that you're on. I don't know where you're listening to us right now, but we'd love a rating. We haven't got any. Well, we might do by the time
Yeah, by the time this comes out,
this comes out.
we have said it
We
in a
might
few
have some-
podcasts now.
Yeah, we have. So hopefully, fingers crossed. that you
And
guys
where
rate.
can they email us?
You can email us at HELP at lucyedwards.com. That's to send any of your dilemmas. Like, obviously, if you don't have any, we're still reading Reddit comments as well, but we just really want to, up the dialogue between you guys and us. We just really want this podcast to be interactive. Like, if you want to send in any, obviously your dilemmas are anonymous. If we can help you as kind of an agony aunt style two-way combo that we've got going on here, we'd love it. And if you want anyone else on, like in our private lives, like do you want my sister on? Do you want Ollie's brother on with his new baby? Like that might be quite cute. Just to know a bit more about us. Like I know that this podcast is mainly about disabled relationships, and most of the guests we get on will be disabled couples, interable couples. But I think it's just good to know really what you guys want to see from us. So yeah, we'll see you really soon.
Yeah, see you next time,
week.
guys.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.
Ollie, stop saying that! Stop saying that!